evening. I'm on my second night of a 2-night trip in Snowdonia. Heading back home tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, so it's the 23rd of December today. But I thought whilst I'm here, I'll do me rundown, a bit different to what I normally do. I usually do a blog post about it, but I thought I'll do a video this time and go through the year's camps. Started off in January, where we enjoyed a very snowy trip. It was Arctic conditions, deep snow, and I met up with Chris Woodcock off Twitter, and we enjoyed a fabulous camp on Glidavac. February, I was out on another 2-nighter, this time in the Lake District, round the Coniston Fells. The first night Peter Dixon joined me and we camped on Grasmere. We had a nice snowy camp on there. Unfortunately, Peter had got other commitments the day after, so he returned home and I continued on, and I camped on, is it White Pike or Whiteless Pike? I'll put it up on screen anyway with a few camp shots. Hiya, welcome to camp. I'm pitched up on, now let me think, White Maiden. I went over to White Pike and then I've had a scour around, and I've pitched early because I don't know if you can hear, it started raining and the ground's quite wet because of all the snow we've had, but the ground sheet should work out with it. You can see Max has had a hard day, he's under there. Flat out. April, and I was back in the Lake District for it should have been a 2-night camp, but I had to pull the plug on the second night due to I started to feel really unwell, and it turned out to be the right decision. But the first day I enjoyed a lovely walk out from the Honister Slate Mine, over Haystacks and all the way out to Great Bourne, where I had a wonderful camp on there and a lovely sunset. May saw me head out on another 2-night trip, this time over to the Eden Valley. I parked in Kirby Stephen and I went up over 9 standards and then out to High Pike, where I enjoyed my first camp. And from there I dropped down to the valley and then up onto, I can't think where the second camp was now. Newtbury Hill. And then from there dropped down onto Swarthfell and I returned to home. I'll show you some pictures of that. June, and I was back again in the Lake District for another 3-day trip, where I went all round Thirlmere from Grasmere. The first night I camped near Armboth Fell, and the second night I camped on Heron Pike. July, and I was back over in Snowdonia for 4 days. The first night I camped on, now I'm going to have to put this one up on the screen because I don't want to try and pronounce this. The second night I camped, I'll have to put this one up on screen as well because I can't quite remember where this one was. And then the third night I headed back over to Grasmere and enjoyed a camp on there before heading home. The 3 days it was a lot of rain over the 4 days, sorry. So I was back home a day and then I was back in Snowdonia, this time in the Carnethai, and I camped on Lightmoor, I think. I don't know if you pronounce it like that, but I'll put it up on screen together with the pictures. That brings me to August, and it was another 3-day trip, 2-night camp, this time in the Glitterai. I camped on Glittervac again, the same place as I camped with Chris in January. The second night I camped on Ilidavava. September I was back in the lakes for another new 2-night trip around the Shap Fells. First night I camped on Tarn Crag, and the second night I camped close to St Robert, I think it was. October I was back in Wales, this time in the Berwyns, where I had a lovely camp just below the summit of Moyle Seich. November I was back in Wales again for another 2-night trip, this time in the southern Arronigs. The first night I camped just below, I can't pronounce this one, so this one's going to have to go up on screen as well. The second night I headed for Robert, where I met up with Chris again, and we had a lovely camp on there, nice covering of snow as well. And that brings me to this trip in December. The first night I camped on one of well, I was going to camp on one of the usual spots I did along the Sagafell Wen Ridge, but it was too windy, so I found another lovely spot to pitch. And after a day of walking in near constant rain, winds, I camped just off the summit of, and this one's going on the screen as well. Right, that's my roundup done. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. And to everybody who's followed me on my trips, either on Twitter or on YouTube, and to all my friends, family, basically everybody who knows me, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Catch you on the next one.